What's up, everybody? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Wednesday. And I know I am because you could see on the screen here, I talked not too long ago about swimsuits in Weiss Schwarz and how, they get purchased a lot. People are interested in the art. There's a lot of great characters that go with the art. And in the middle here, we have Swimsuit Darkness. You can see TCG player price. $199, two listings. We got swimsuit Megumin, and we also have swimsuit Aqua. And it started me down this path of, when I started looking at the swimsuits, they're really expensive because all the art and all that went with it. And then I'm like, man, I really wish I could have been back there in the time of Konosuba to go get it. And then I'm like, wait a second, I actually am getting product of Konosuba. I'm not getting it for Weiss Schwarz. This Friday is going to be the release of Konosuba for Rebirth for You. And in my head, I started thinking, here it is. Here's the actual booster box. I started thinking in my mind, I'm like, this is Bushy Road. And they came out with Weiss Schwarz a Konosuba set, right? They've had Konosuba, Konosuba 2. They had the movie as well. And then I'm like, there's no way they're gonna reuse the actual artwork, are they? If they do, hopefully they do something different with it. And today I went out and checked out the card list. And lo and behold, what do we have here? We got swimsuits everywhere. Because you know what? These were really hits as cards for Weiss Schwarz. So you know what we're gonna do? Rebirth for You. We're gonna give them the special treatment. We are gonna give them the premium parallels. As you see up above is our Weiss Schwarz cards. Those are high resolution images from JKTCG. I wanted to point that out there. Down below is your partner cards for Rebirth for You. These are your premium cards, obviously. It's premium partner, premium parallel. So what we have going on is we have, basically the same art, the character art anyways, just on a different game, and you get the full body experience basically. You also get these flowers back behind him, which is really awesome too. And if you haven't noticed, you do have signature cards. So just think about it this way. Like I've always said, I don't buy Japanese cards unless I don't believe the set is actually coming out for English. Rebirth for You, I don't think it's ever coming out for English. That's just the hard truth. I mean, you can tell because I'm buying this that I am believing Rebirth for You is not coming out. That's why I bought the D4DJ for Rebirth for You. And these cards, even though people are talking about Roxy and you can see that little bit of her underwear and people are freaking out over it, I think these cards are going to be really, really special in the future. I mean, Rebirth for You, even though it's not like that big of a game or anything, there is something about this art plus the signatures that I think people will definitely be going for. And so here again is our premium panel. I wanted to make it bigger so you can see it. I think it's super cool that they've done this, that they took it. They didn't literally just take like the SP from Konosuba 2, and then shove it in Rebirth for You. They took a different card that was just as popular and they did this to it. So, kudos to Bushy Road for doing that. I think that was an awesome move. And I think with this artwork, for people that don't know about it, are probably more than likely at least going to look into buying some of these booster boxes. Being that these are premium parallels, I don't have all the drop rates. Rebirth for You, there's not a lot of information out there for it. Trust me, I looked. Uh, I heard before that these premium parallels is like one in a master case. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard before, which you can see it's pretty expensive. So maybe this set will have a different kind of rate. Like that happens all the time with Bushy Road and all their games, right? With Weiss Schwarz, you don't have a set kind of SSP or SP drop rate the same every time. So potentially it could be one per case, it could be one per two cases, one per three cases. I don't know, but I definitely think that this Darkness card is definitely going to be up there. And even though this is for Japanese, like the Japanese format, since Rebirth for You is only available in Japan, we know it's lower. But when it comes to these actual artwork, I think it has a fairly good shot at being really expensive. And we have other cards as well. So we have specials, which you should remember from Weiss Schwarz. As you can see here, these things are everything you expect them to be. Like if you look at a Weiss Schwarz card and like overlay like that format on here, this is what you get. I mean, but just this is more Rebirth for you. And there's 4 different versions. Again, we got Megumin, Aqua, Darkness, and our friend. I think I always laugh because like the dude Kazuma, like and any of these Weiss Schwarz, like the guy gets like the short end of the stick. I feel bad for him. Like he's not cool enough to have Zensus. I laugh at that just thinking about it. Like, can you imagine a Cosmo with a premium parallel swimsuit card? Yeah, it doesn't happen in Weiss Schwarz, and it's not happening for Rebirth for you. No difference there. We also have these Neo Bright partner cards as well, so they're pretty cool. This should seem familiar to you for like the recent stuff that we've been getting. You can see right there, it's just like a stamp that's on the actual card. You get a chibi version. It reminds me of like the Marvel stuff that like came out where you get the stamp. It reminds me of Fate kind of in a way, where we got the stamp. So over, but I like these. I don't know why. Like when I thought about Rebirth for you the first time and the chibi figures, and every time you get like a what are those box toppers in your booster box for Weiss Schwarz, sometimes you get those chibis, and I'm like, they look good. But for me, I think it's probably because I watched Isekai Quartet that like in my mind this actually looks okay to me because I'm used to it because I watched that anime. It actually looks really, it looks fun. I really love Konosuba because there's just that air of fun, that atmosphere. You get that. It's really nice. And these Neo Bright partner cards. Hopefully the translation is actually right. I got these off of Bing translation. I couldn't find like a definition of the rarity anywhere out there. Literally, if I'm saying anything wrong about Rebirth for you, please feel free to write that in the comments. I am literally saying I am not an expert at all. Total novice to a Rebirth for you. And I definitely expect to open my D4DJ sometime soon. I might just open my Konosuba before I open D4DJ, sadly. Just so you know, I wanted to show you the interesting pricing that goes along with Rebirth for you. So this is your premium parallels. On the left, the first 2, if you haven't watched that anime, it is Remake Our Lives. The first 2 ladies there. So those would be, you can see it's fairly expensive. Premium parallels, really expensive. On the right hand side, that would be your D4DJ, the newest set that has come out. And you can see it, there's a lot more girls than this. A lot more of these premium parallels are out there. Definitely, the Rinku I thought was the most expensive one. 39, 398, trying to do my math here, lob off 2 zeros, 348 for Kyoko. I definitely want Yuka. I don't have her on here, but I definitely love Yuka. Next thing we have here, and the reason why I'm showing you too is because there is a varying degree of prices, and you'll start seeing what I mean. Like that's why I used 2 actual IPs versus showing one. I didn't want to like skew it in any way, saying like, oh, look at this one being really expensive, this one being cheap. I wanted to show you both ends. So with SPs, when you think about it, it's actually pretty low with the SPs because like we're used to like English Weiss Schwarz, right? Where we like take these SP prices and double it. And you can see here with the actual D4DJ and remake. Sorry, I just noticed the guy. I just noticed the guy, 2480. 2480 is what we got on our SP, and then we got 6980, 4980. I forget their names, but I love. Was this Kawasig? It started with a K, Kawasigawa or something like that. I loved her in that. She didn't get a whole lot of actual time in the show. I felt like she was one of the lesser seen characters, so hopefully in like a season 2 she'll be there. But she had an awesome end of season 1. Um, it was just great. Anyways, D4DJ, as you can see, it's pretty much uh, almost the same across the board. You're gonna have characters that are gonna be less. Makes sense. Now we have the Neo Bright partners, and they must be like when I started looking at this, and that's what I meant by like there's some that's more expensive than others. And as you can see here with Remake Our Lives, you get like there's some of them not that's on sale too. 780, 980, 1780. So they're fairly down there. But you look at D4DJ and holy crap, man. I don't know if it's just because of the number of characters. It had to be like the number of characters out there that meant that you're not going to get as many cards, right? The card population is lower per person because of how many there are. And here's Yuka. I love Yuka. 5980 sold out too. So definitely higher than that. So there is some wiggle room for like investing in this stuff. For me personally, I'm only buying the Rebirth for You that I actually like myself. I'm not here buying these to invest in it just because it's Japanese. I don't know. There's ways to sell these things. You can see, you can look, people sell them on Facebook. There is a Reddit that there's not too much going on the Reddit, but there is eBay as well. So these things actually do sell. It's just not as heavy as Weiss Schwarz or any other trading card game. So this is the trial deck. Trial deck has something special going on it, and what we got here is our trial decks. And if you look, yeah, they reuse some of the actual same scenes from Weiss Schwarz used, but at the same time, there is something special happening here as well. And what we got here are serial numbers. So you can see this nice yellow or gold-ish border here. On their website, I took this literally off the Rebirth for You website, so it's Bing's fault if it messed it up. It says 99 cards with serial numbers in the world. D4DJ had 50. I know Audrey wanted wrote that one time, so it had 50, but on the website for Konosuba, it says 99. So these serial numbers are only in the trial deck. I think that's super awesome. It was one of those ones where I wanted that to be the same way in Weiss Schwarz, that you have serial numbers in trial decks. I think that would be really, really cool to have that. But this is what they do for Rebirth for You. As you can see here, these are our character cards, our special characters with serial numbers on it. You'll see from time to time when people put this up for sale, they will actually like block out the numbers so someone can't steal the actual image of the card. I guess so you don't get scammed or people don't use your picture, your serial card number anywhere else. So what I wanted to show you is pricing on Yuyute. See, so you could actually see it even on. I mean, Yuyute obviously does it because they don't actually guarantee you a number. I think they just, if you're buying a serial number, you're just getting a serial number. But you can see totally sold out, $79.80. This would be for your trial deck. And by the way, if you didn't know this, Rebirth for You actually had Holo Live come out there. So the Holo Live experiment didn't happen first with Weiss Schwarz. There was a Rebirth for You actual product. I believe they actually reprinted it. It did so well. And you can see here all sold out, like across the board. So serial numbers, trial decks. Look at this thing, 698, 798 over here. So pretty fairly expensive. And again, it really depends on the series. So when you get into this stuff, you don't want to just buy anything. You're definitely going to be choosing this. This wasn't even meant to be an investment video or anything like that. I wasn't prepared to do this, but I just wanted to go over it. The one last thing you need to watch out for with Konosuba or any of these other ones is Rebirth for You has a whole lot of freaking cards. I used the wrong picture here. It's supposed to be the booster box. So well, I'm not redoing this. But this is supposed to be, this is the booster box specs. And what you're going to notice is there is 100 cards and then 109 parallels is what it listed as. Which, you know, in terms of Weiss Schwarz, what does that actually mean? Like parallel? To me, that reminded, you know, it's like any card out there has an actual parallel foil type. And what you're going to see out here on the Rebirth for You website on the card list is that's exactly what's going on. You're going to see the same card over and over again because there is a fancy foily version. This one is the serial number. And that actually, this is the trial deck, so never mind. This is trial deck cards right here. So we got trial deck cards, but as you can see, trial deck and boosters, they're gonna have repeat cards, and they're gonna be your foil. So this almost to me reminds me of an extra booster, and the box itself like looks like an extra booster. Like comparatively, if you look at it, it looks more like an extra booster than it does a Weiss Schwarz booster box. So it's kind of funny in that way that you have these these cards like regular cards, and then you have literally every card as a foil parallel. So if you like shiny stuff, this is the stuff. This Rebirth for you is it. And if you could find someone to play with, even better. Um, but overall, this is a nice way to get. For me, I don't know if we're ever going to see a Konosuba reprint. Maybe with Konosuba coming out for Rebirth for you, maybe they could jigger the whatever license agreement they have to bring out Weiss Schwarz. The only thing I could say that maybe that's not going to happen is because that'll cannibalize sales of Rebirth for you if they actually do that. Could you imagine? Like, you can see the card art, right? The card art looks very, very similar. And if you were to say, oh, yeah, by the way, we're reprinting English Weiss Schwarz Konosuba next month, people might not pick up Rebirth for you, but it is a different game, so there's always that opportunity. Again, for me, I'm buying this. Like, I originally bought this because I'm like, you know what? Konosuba missed it for English. I do have Crimson, the movie box, but I didn't have any of the original Konosuba 1, Konosuba 2. So because of that, I want to make sure that I have cards of that. And now that I'm seeing the art, I'm very happy about my pickup. I am really excited to get this in, so it'll be really cool. That is a little bit of an overview of Rebirth for you. Again, I'm not an expert. I actually wanted to open my D4DJ first before, but I thought Konosuba was coming out actually at the end of the month and not 2 days from now. So that's literally why we're doing this video right now. Again, this is releasing on March 18th. There are places still selling them. I know I think one place actually sold out, but there are other people out there selling it. I know for me, like when I look for Rebirth for you, just a little plug because I know this guy's really awesome, but Bounty XP, I looked at his website. I didn't actually see anything out there, but they have a lot of freaking Rebirth for you. I'm like not kidding. Like there is, I don't know what's going on over there. If there's a lot of games being played for Rebirth for you, but seriously, no joke. Bounty XP has just like stockpiles of Rebirth for you from all the past different series that have come out. So go ahead, check that out. I think that's everything. So if you're going to get this, I think pricing wise, like I got mine like a little over $30 is how much I paid for mine. With the trial decks, I paid about $20 a trial deck. That seems high. Actually, it was less than that. It was under 20. It was under 20. I'm like thinking about this again. I'm like, it was under $20. So I think a fair range for this is like 30, 35, 38, something like that is what you're normally gonna see this for. Trial deck, I think $20 would be decent, like a good price. I'm not saying decent. I'm like it's probably a good price at 20. So it's definitely out there. People have it. There's more stores out there that actually are picking this up, surprisingly. I'm not really sure why because of like the playing, and I don't know anybody outside of me personally that has ever even known what Rebirth for You is. Like if you actually type in, the funny thing is if you type in Rebirth for You on the internet, you get some kind of Asian drama. I think there's some kind of series that comes up. So you actually have to type in Rebirth for You TCG. Just another thing out there for you. If you're gonna look this up, Rebirth for You TCG is how you're going to want to find this, okay? Anyways, I hope that's helpful. Make sure if you are going to buy into this, that you get it for a nice price. You know, look for people that you can trust. It's gonna be a cool set. I mean, it looks really awesome. I wish I could play somebody in it. I wish I could read it. I wish it was in English. That's not going to happen. But at the very least, I'm really excited because it's an anime I love, and dang, these cards look great. I can't wait. So if you're going to get out there, if you're going to buy some, let me know. Let me know how it goes when you go to open this up. It'll be really cool to see. Hopefully, people will use this opportunity to know Rebirth for you just a little bit better than we all know it today. Anyways, hope you have fun. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget because there's a lot coming up. Rebirth for you. Weiss Schwarz, Hollow Live, Tokyo Revengers, all that great stuff. See ya.